on the on-air mentoring with myself every Friday at 12 p.m. Thank you very, very much for being present. And today we have a lineup of 3 entrepreneurs who want to ask their questions. So I'll start bringing them up one by one, so we'll save time since we were a bit delayed. And our first guest is George Frasiness. He's coming up now. He will tell you who he is and what his question is all about. Just note that we're broadcasting live on Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. And I will be very honored, and so will be my team, if you can share this episode and we can get more people on our live show. Let's start first and foremost with George Foresenis. George, welcome to the On-Air Mentoring, my friend.
Good morning. Good to be here. Good afternoon or good evening, as you said, depending on where you're watching us.
It's true. It's true. Tell us who you are, where do you come from, and what your question is, and what do you deal with?
So my name is George Frasiness. I come from Cyprus. I am with a Greek nationality. I'm a Swiss Hotel Management School graduate. So I studied with the Swiss Education Group, Hospitality and Events Management. For the past 5 years, I've been traveling around, had some roles with local hotel chains and Disney World, the happiest place on earth. And now I'm actually in the process of starting my own business. And my question is, entrepreneurship has been receiving a lot of PR, a lot of good PR. Being your own boss will be the dream come true, but nobody actually says the downside. So I come to my question, which is, how do you balance the high highs and the lower lows in a mental way? As me starting my own business, I thought it would have been the most amazing thing. But then in that pursuit of having that high, that eventually I'm going to be my own boss, there was a lot of responsibility that came with it. And, you know, some great things come with great responsibility. So how do you balance the high highs and the lower lows?
That's an excellent question, George. And let me say that I love the way you said from a mental point of view. And I will speak to the mental point of view, saying that an entrepreneur doesn't need to be a lone ranger. As Michael Jordan once said, if you want, the great basketball player, if you want to win a game, it takes a player to win a game, but it takes a team to win the championship. So as an entrepreneur, I think there are 3 things you need to do. First and foremost, you need to find a person to act as your mentor, or a few people to act as your mentor, a person who has walked through that corridor so they can guide you better and they can steer you towards success. And this doesn't mean that you will not falter in the process, because that's part of learning. Secondly, you need a peer group of people who are at the approximate stage as you are to exchange ideas. But last but not least, you need trusted friends who will tell you the truth, who will tell you things like you want to hear them. And you need to have those people on board. So the highs and lows are many. And because I've been on that path, I know them. There's a lot of time that I feel lonely in the office alone, since the team, one is in Sweden, one is in Switzerland. There are times that I want to speak with someone, I don't have someone here, but there are those times that you have the freedom to do what you like, or be with your family, or get up without getting the okay or the permission from anyone else, and taking that coffee with your peers, with your friends, or with a trusted advisor. So mentally, which was an excellent question, you are not a lone ranger. And if you remain a lone ranger, you won't go far. You won't reach far. So build a team, enjoy the highs, celebrate the highs, but also feel proud for the lows, because the lows will lead you to more highs.
That's excellent. That makes a lot of sense. Thank you, Michael.
It's a pleasure, George. Thank you for coming on the On-Air Mentorship. And we'll move on to our next guest. Our next guest is Augusta Mesaridis. She will tell you all about her venture. Augusta, welcome to the On-Air Mentorship.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And thank you for accepting me. And thank you for the lovely question of the of my predecessor.
Yes, George. Yes, it was a lovely question. I agree with you.
It was a question that I was tempted to intervene, if you want, because
Yes.
I am dealing with the human capital. I have studied to deal with the human capital, and I have been all my life dealing with the human capital. Even if I wasn't employed in the same sector, I have been doing and I'm still doing a lot of reading, a lot of academic development, self-development for this issue. And right now, I've decided to do my own service, which will be remote, a service that does not exist in Cyprus, to be honest.
What are you offering, Augusta? What are you offering, so we'll know?
I would like to offer with consulting, and I would like to offer implementation as well. For example, the service will not have offices. The offices will be in the companies that have problems, and that I will help the people in the company implement their own projects.
Very good. Very good.
This is a very new service in Cyprus, and I really have trouble promoting it.
Okay. What trouble are you facing, and what is your question?
The trouble is the mentality, to be honest. There are people who have the mindset of the consultant, the mindset of, yes, the people will need to be developed, but they don't have the they don't dare, if you want, to try something new, to try something practical, and to try something which is logical, if you want. This is exactly my problem. Okay. I've tried to draw it as best as possible.
Okay, can I ask you one question before I answer the question? How do you make contact with your prospects, with the people that might hire you? Do you visit them personally? Do you try to reach out for them on social media?
I can do everything.
Yeah, but what are you doing up to now? I know you can do everything, but what are you doing now?
Up to now, I'm doing not physical contact. I'm using the Teams, the Skype. I'm using the networks. I'm promoting it through Facebook, through Google, through LinkedIn. I didn't have a chance to go physically.
Okay. And if I can
didn't
ask,
have a purpose to go knock on the door, if you want.
knock on the door. Okay. And if I can ask another question, and if you want to be upfront with it, how's your success so far by using
Not
only
much.
social? Not much. Okay.
Not much.
So the question should be the following: should I continue knocking on the social media door, or should I knock on a physical door? Okay, COVID permitting, and the rest, of course.
To ask
yes, that's the question. So my answer will be the following: since you didn't have much success so far, and I'll tell you why. Because you see a lot of people flirting online or trying to create a relationship online. They can do that, and with relative success. But if they want to have a baby, they have to meet physically together. So
exactly.
Yes. So what I'm saying is that you need to knock on those doors. Because when for two people to fall in love, you require chemistry. And for two business people to fall in love, in inverted commas, you do not only need knowledge of your competition, of yourself, and experience as you have, but you need that aura. That aura is translated into chemistry. And the best way you can do that is through human contact. And my suggestion to you will be the following: continue using the channels you've been using, but the door will not open as freely and as powerfully as if you knock on some physical doors. And the other thing, if you cannot get a customer to start by doing some complimentary work for somebody you think will appreciate it. Do a project or a minor project, get that testimonial, not only in writing, but through video. Show that testimonial through social media, but that shouldn't be a door opener. As we say in sales, don't use your testimonial to open a door, but open a door, and when the objection comes out, then show your testimonial. It's your best days. Keep it for later on. So I would suggest make a plan, book some appointments, physical appointments, go visit some people. And my feeling is that you will see that, I won't call it a closing ratio, but I will say that that chemistry, that aura will intensify, and you will be more at ease. And it will be easier for you also to talk in depth about the thing that people really need, because you might be advertising one thing on social media, but they need something else. So that's my feeling, Augusta. So go knock on some physical doors.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
It's my pleasure. Hope I have answered your question. Thank you very much. And we go to the last question. The last one is Alexis Onufriou. And Alexis will say what he wants to ask and who he is. Alexis, welcome to the On Air Mentoring Show, my friend.
Hello, Michael. It's a pleasure and honor to be here as a guest.
Likewise.
So my name is Alexis. I'm originally a qualified chartered accountant that back in 2009-10, I decided to change my career path into something that passionated me, which is the hospitality industry, and where I created a destination management company dealing with corporate travel, meetings and incentives in Cyprus and in Greece. As you understand, the COVID-19 crisis has affected us a lot and has put everything on pause, let's say, for a while. And as a result, I'm taking this idle year, that seems to be an idle year, to join one of the most elite universities in hospitality, La Roche, in Switzerland, where I will be studying masters in hospitality and digital transformation for the next year.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
And for pivoting as well, not only for La Roche.
I think it's what we say, the right place at the right time. It can be valid at this occasion. So my question is relevant to what I'm planning to do, but also is coming as a result of a recent post you have posted in social media. And as we know that COVID-19, one of the effects of COVID-19 is the acceleration in digital innovation across all and various industries, resulting in transformation and also a disruption in the traditional way we have been doing things. And one of the outtakes of your speeches is that every professional should feel and act in a way that they consider themselves in the people industry first and foremost. One example you use sometimes is the barista at the Starbucks, where they don't serve coffee, but they are in the people's industry.
Correct.
So my question is, do you think that digital transformation will diminish the power of human interaction, or do you believe that soft skills and a humanitarian, I would say, approach are now even more important in a new digital overloaded world and reality that we are all experiencing?
That's an excellent question, Alexis, and thank you for doing your background work on what do I believe in the people industry. And let me answer this question by showing a comment that Sophia has sent on. This is what Sophia has said. We apologize for the technical problems. We're live now here. So my answer, Alexis, is the following. The technology is there, but you need people behind the technology to run the technology. So contrary to popular belief that it's all about technology, I think it's all about the people behind the technology that makes things work, that make things work. And that was an example of us today not making things work. It's the people behind the technology. And the other thing that is very important is that technology has managed to speed up things, to save us time, but at the same time, we need to upskill and reskill our people to be able to deal with the various technologies that come up all the time. So I would stick to my people philosophy first, and then I will say that technology follows.
Yeah.
And my advice, not only to you, but to everyone who's listening in, is that it all starts from the top, the leadership team. And it all starts by understanding that you need to upskill and reskill your people. You need to train them constantly. You need not only to monitor them, but to help them. And something that you sent me once, an article that really resonated with me, was that what's the difference between Facebook and the rest, Amazon and the rest, and let's say LinkedIn and the rest? The difference is that, yes, they do have engineers, yes, they are well paid, but it's that they know how to deal with the data. They have algorithms to deal with the data. So we all get the data, or most of us get the data, but we don't know how to deal with them. So you need the right people, and then you need the right algorithm and the right technology.
Yeah.
So you're on a good path, my friend. You're on a very good path. And what's your opinion, by the way?
I totally agree. I mean, obviously, the whole development came much faster than it was expected. But as we can see, there has been a lot of fast reaction from various industries, and especially in my industry, tourism, hospitality. There are a lot of exciting changes expected. But I would say it's also fascinating for me that I have seen what we consider competition before the crisis coming together, joining forces, and that's something really, really exciting to see that people that you consider competitors in the past are now your allies, and yeah, it's really nice to experience this.
True. Thank you very much, Alexis, for coming on the show. It's a pleasure. And let me go back to our friends and fans. Guys, thank you very much for tuning in. Feel free to share this episode, even if you watch it recorded. This is live now. And feel free to ask your questions. We're here every Friday and also every Monday with our Jumpstart Monday, where we share a book, an online course, and a proverb that has resonated with us. Thank you very much for tuning in, and hope to see you all very soon. Take good care.